As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Well, sometimes you just got to follow the money for winners. And how about Mark Stoops? New deal, extension through June 2031 that is going to boost his base annual salary from $6.3 million to $8.6 million a year, plus incentives. And timing is everything. Signed the new agreement a day before the Wildcats lost to Vanderbilt, ending Vanderbilt's 26-game SEC losing streak. But that's big time. Increases his buyout as well from $1.75 million to $4.5 million if he leaves before this year, June 30th. And then it's going to decrease $500,000 after June 30th. So each year. So good stuff from Mark Stoops. Got some big money there from Kentucky.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Yep.
Got smacked by Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
They've lost. No, they've only lost 2 in a row, right? Because they beat Missouri. They've lost 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a basketball school, right?
Basketball school paying their football coach $8.6 million a year. I'd say that's a win in my book.
Now they did keep it close against Georgia. Georgia was never in jeopardy of losing that game, but playing, what was it, like 16-6 or something like that? Yeah. Do you think Mark Stoops will send flowers or edible arrangements to Nebraska and Auburn? Because you got to assume his agent was able to leverage those openings as a reason that Kentucky pay Mark Stoops more money.
Yeah. Edible arrangement.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an edible arrangement guy for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, man. That's good. Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. Who would have thought that we would arrive at such a place to where, and I think he's done an excellent job there. And I don't mean this any disrespect at all, but a place like Kentucky where I don't even know the last time they sniffed an SEC championship. It's been a long, long time. But a place like that is, I mean, it's a really good program, but they are well down the totem pole in the SEC, going to be paying their head coach $8.6 million a year. Incredible.
That is. But hey, I will say, Vanderbilt beat Florida on Saturday, so the Vandy loss doesn't look nearly as bad.
They're creeping up there. Well, it's only a matter of time before the prediction comes true of Vanderbilt will be the best program in the country.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Slowly but surely, Clark Lee is building a giant in Nashville. All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I thought about going with Kirk Herbstreit. Really getting the foot rubbed, heated up on the set of game day. Come on, man.
Was not a good look. It was not a good look. My question is, did they offer? Did he ask? Dude, it was, what was it, like 5 degrees there? So it was stupid cold. Why? I mean, I just don't understand. You would think he would have like everything. The precautions would have been taken to where that was not necessary. You know what I mean? Like socks, the foot warmers inside the socks, another sock, more foot warmer, like inside the boot. Like,
no, I know, but I'm just saying right now, I'm telling you, that's the beginning of the end right there.
You think that's what brings Herbstreit down, is the clip of him getting his foot warmed up?
I think, the thing about Herbstreit is he's always just been there's like no negative marks on the guy. There's nothing. Infallible. It's just perfect. No opinion, no nothing, just right down the middle. And then everyone in the country sees him dressed like Indiana Jones, huddled up, and there's a girl in a skirt on her knees on set rubbing his feet to keep his feet warm while he's doing a TV show. It is the absolute worst thing you could ever have. I mean, it's bad, dude. I mean, it is such
it's
a
bad,
horrible
but
look.
it's not when you in the realm of things you could do.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not bad, but it was hilarious. And has he talked about it? Have you heard him say anything publicly about it? He's got to say something.
what do you say?
I don't know, but you better. I would say the self-deprecating route is probably the way to go. Like, man, I'm soft. I've gotten too comfortable. Got people rubbing my feet, keeping them more, something like that. But yeah, it was. Do you think he's just going to try to have that like deleted from the internet? Like he knows
Probably.
Amazon. He's going to go to Bezos and be like, "Hey, if that's being stored on like an Amazon server, I need it gone."
That will probably happen. I don't know. I don't know who dressed him up like that, number one. And I'm more worried about the person who filmed it, who videoed it and then tweeted it out. That person may disappear. But that was hilarious. He's just brutal there. But I settled on the Jets. Jets only other than Philly, who went down obviously the other night. Jets undefeated road team. They go down in New England. It's 3-3. Basically no time left in the game at all. There's like 15 seconds left. They're going to overtime. They have to punt it. They punt it. There's been 537 punts this year in the NFL up to that point. No touchdowns. Well, that streak ended. The Patriots return it for a touchdown in the game. Crowd goes insane. What a cool moment. That was awesome.
And the worst part about it for the Jets was everyone was watching because they had the power issue at the stadium that like delayed the game. So all the other games were pretty much over. So like I was watching Red Zone. And so everyone saw them give up that punt return for a touchdown, basically, because all the other games were over.
Yeah. Brutal for the Jets. Robert Saleh on the sideline. I thought he was going to throw up.
Oh,
It was just like,
he looks so sad.
He did. But that was awesome for the Patriots.
It was awesome, but Mac Jones, it's okay.
A 3-3 game up to that point was pretty slow.
Yeah, not a lot of offense in that one. I wonder who feels better, Patriots fans about Mac Jones or Jets fans about Zach Wilson. I don't know. I don't know if anyone came out of that one feeling great about it.
No,
Zach Wilson was terrible.
Yeah.
It was like
they
could not get anything going throwing the football. It was, but
brutal.
I don't cheer for either of those teams, so what do I care? All right, my winner and loser of the week. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And if you're a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year-round. Remember, in 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnnie Walker and Macallan. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners are from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the weekend, thought about going with the Philadelphia Eagles. Made the plays in the fourth quarter they had to make to go get a win in Indianapolis. And, you know, they were down double digits, but found a way. And I'm very thankful they did, because it saved us a lot of Jeff Saturday discourse.
Right.
I mean, that was going to lead to a lot of Jeff Saturday. Should they make him the guy? And that still may happen, because there's no doubt the Colts have played better since he's taken over. But game was on the line, and the Eagles dialed up QB run game.
Yep.
Put it in Jalen Hurts' hands, let him use his legs, some creative stuff down there around the goal line. And now the Philadelphia Eagles are 9-1, man. That is
crazy.
And sometimes in the NFL, it's kind of like what we talked about with the Oregon situation. Like, you just got to find a way.
Yep.
Right? At TCU, just find a way. Even when you're not at your best, just find a way. And that's what the Eagles did.
Yeah. Whenever you are in the NFL and you have a young quarterback that can use his legs, still throw the ball effectively, but can also add some stuff with the legs, you got to take advantage of it while you can. It doesn't last very long, man. It's you look at Russell Wilson. You know, he's been able to move, create, get outside the pocket his whole career, and he's not an old guy, but he's starting to lose that edge, and it's been bad in Denver. So, yeah, Jalen is taking the league by storm right now. Never thought that he was going to have this great of a start to his career, but man, he looks fantastic.
He is right in the middle of the MVP conversation. Yep. I mean, he's been really good. But my winner of the weekend, Shane Beamer in the South Carolina Gamecocks, or Spencer Rattler. I don't know who to go with. All three. South Carolina, Shane Beamer, Spencer Rattler. They smacked Tennessee 63-38. Whoa. I mean, and it looked like an awesome atmosphere there in Columbia. That does not look like an easy place to play a road game at night, Ted. No.
That was wild. That was wild. What a performance, man. Put up 63. What was that? I saw the second most points ever scored on a top 5 team.
It's also the most points Tennessee has ever allowed in an SEC game.
Woo.
They've been playing football for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you talk about a big time performance from the Gamecocks, and it was such a bummer seeing Hendon Hooker go down with the ACL. Yeah, the second it happened, I knew it. The second I saw that he couldn't lock his knee out, I was like, that meniscus is rolled up in that joint. Welcome to team torn ACL, Hendon. Unfortunately, but we are glad to have you. Welcome to the club. That was a bummer, but South Carolina was blowing them out before that even happened. I mean, that was in the fourth quarter. So it's been a very up and down year for Spencer Rattler, but he was on fire in this game. It was like all the potential came together and was relinquished in one night. I mean, he was throwing darts. Had 6 touchdowns.
Over there counting on the sideline.
Oh, that was a sweet celebration. I was like, okay, Spencer. Okay. That was cool. It was good to watch him play like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think a lot of OU fans would agree. Like, it was nice to see him have that moment, have that type of game. But man, he was throwing darts.
Yep.
I mean, it was impressive.
That's college football, man. You never know. I know, like, the easy thing is always look at someone's schedule and say, oh, they're going to win out. Tennessee, you know, we talked about it. They're sitting in this perfect situation. It's just, there's a lot of preparation. A lot of things have to go right every single week, no matter who you're playing.
Yeah. And South Carolina, not only was Rattler great, but they used the Wildcat stuff really effectively in some short yardage situations down by the goal line. Tennessee's defense pretty much the entire night had no answers. And Ted, I sent you a few clips. There's some quit
yeah,
out there
yeah.
for Tennessee's defense, and Josh Heupel is going to be furious when he sees some of that stuff on tape. Oh my goodness.
Brutal. Brutal. No way around that. That's ugly. But I'm so happy for Beamer, man. He's difficult circumstances there at South Carolina. He just so happened to take over the job as Tennessee and Georgia are, on their runs and at the height of what they've been. And he's still turning out some positive stuff there, man. Still changing the culture, getting some good energy around the program.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's also the most likable guy ever. So
There's that.
I South Carolina it's easy to cheer for them for me.
Absolutely.
He's like the coolest dude ever. But yeah, it's a bummer for Tennessee. I mean, it's got to be extremely disappointing for Josh Heupel. Those players. Not only does your quarterback go down, and I know this is brutal, but it's just kind of reality. His chances of winning the Heisman go away as well.
Yep.
And you're no longer you're not going to the playoff. So what looked like was going to be an extremely special season for Tennessee, now it's still a great year, right? What are they, 9-2? And it feels like that program's heading in a great direction under Heupel, but got to be really disappointing for those guys. That was to lose is one thing. To get your ass smacked like that's another. That was a beatdown.
Lose, get smacked, lose your quarterback. Yeah, which just goes to show how incredibly difficult it is to win a championship in college football.
Yeah, no doubt. And they better watch out. They finished with Vandy. Vandy's on a heater.
They are. They are.
Vandy's on a heater. All right, for my loser of the weekend, thought about going with Michigan, man, because now I know they got the win over Illinois, and there were some interesting no calls late in that football game, but they get it done. They're at the Big House, 19-17. While they won, man, Blake Corum, that did not look good. Now, I thought it was a positive sign that they were comfortable enough to put him back out on the field, but he tried to give it a go for one play, and that leg was not having it. So with Ohio State coming up this week, they're not going to have their star player. Like, he is the key to everything they do offensively. And I think a lot of people realize that with the way that McCarthy looked at quarterback in the second half of that game. Dude looked lost without Corum out there. So, man, I don't know. But I felt like while they got a win, losing Blake Corum, that is a huge blow if he can't go against the Buckeyes.
Yep. Nope. I agree. But and just side note to that, how about the job Bielema's done at Illinois?
Yeah,
turning that program around as quickly as he has. They've looked pretty impressive this year.
Yeah, their running back's really good. He's gonna play on Sundays. He's a good player. But also thought about going with the New York Giants. A lot of excitement, right, around New York football. And Dan Campbell and our Detroit Lions, Ted, went to MetLife, forced 3 turnovers, capitalized on those turnovers, and the Detroit Lions have their first 3-game winning streak since November of 2017, baby.
Woo. Wow, 5 years. That's incredible. Oh, man. I guess not. Yeah, 5 years. That's impressive. Dan Campbell, man, look at him go. Love that guy.
Love it. And they shut down Saquon. It was impressive. Really. They played well defensively. But my loser of the weekend, the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Come on, man.
Blow a 17-point lead to Georgia Tech. They end up falling to the Yellow Jackets 21-17. Just a reminder, Georgia Tech fired their coach earlier this year. And in this game, they were not only playing their 3rd-string quarterback, but they also played their 4th-string quarterback. And those 2 guys did some damage. So I'm heartbroken for the Josh Downs kid, man. That was a perfect ball from Drake Maye to drop that. What would have been the game winner on 4th down. in the end zone. And I know there's some time left when he dropped it, but and who knows how it ends up playing out. But like to see how dejected he was in the end zone after he dropped it, I felt so bad for that kid.
Yeah. And I, if you think about North Carolina, the way some things have gone down, I there was a spot opening up in the college football playoff. It's opening up with the
Yeah.
way things are playing out. Especially like Tennessee is out of the picture now. That's wild, and again, that's why it's college football is so hard. You got a team that's playing the way they are, guy that's up for the Heisman, and you get beat by a 4-string quarterback. It's just incredible.
Yeah. So they had the outside shot of making the CFP, gone. Now they can still go win an ACC title,
Yep.
which you're playing in a New Year's Six game, right? If you do that, but not going to the playoff, whether it's right or wrong, Drake May's been incredible for them, but them losing that game, he's not going to win the Heisman anymore. He's not. I mean, that's how it works, right? You can't lose games like that and win the Heisman Trophy. You just can't. So both of those things, CFP, Heisman, they disappear. And credit goes to Georgia Tech's defense, man. No one has been able to hold Drake May in check like that. And they shut him down. They shut that offense down. It was really, really impressive. And now Georgia Tech's got an interesting decision to make, right? Because they've been a much better team since firing Jeff Collins. And what Brent Key is 4-3 now as an interim coach at Georgia Tech. Pretty dang good, man.
It's one of those things where, like, whenever you fire someone, there's the interim coach that takes over. It's like, just don't be very good. Win a couple, but don't make our decision very difficult. We've got a target we're going after.
Just make sure you don't beat one loss at the time, North Carolina, who's got a Heisman candidate quarterback. Oh no, he's done it. It's like, but I will say I was getting pretty excited for that ACC championship game between Clemson and North Carolina. This loss for the Tar Heels takes a lot of sizzle away from that game, but now, and I know it's not going to make a lot of people happy, Clemson, they got a lot of help on Saturday, man. I don't know if they control their own destiny or whatever term you want to use, but they're in a much better place to make the college football playoff than they were a couple days ago.
Yeah. I still think
get prepared for lobbying Dabo.
Yeah. I still think North Carolina is going to beat them.
I hope you're right, because I just don't want to. I just want to see someone else. Like, it's nothing against Dabo. I don't know what it. I just want to see someone else.
Yeah, I can hear him already. Oh well, we got to go undefeated every year to make it. It's unbelievable.
One lost conference champ, can't get in. Little old Clemson. It's coming. Prepare yourselves, people. It's coming.